Hello and welcome to this video. My name's Liz and this is Guided by Angels. And I wanted to jump on and do a video today about the differences between a karmic person or a karmic partner or a karmic situation and your twin flame or your soul flame or your soul connection. What's the difference? And how do you know it's real? What do you need to know? And also, if you've been in a karmic relationship, how do you heal that? What do you need to know about that, especially if your person is releasing themselves from one right now? So we're going to talk about that. So the first thing I want you to know is this, okay? If your person is your person, and it doesn't matter what the label is, we'll take the label away. Your person, you know how you feel about this person, but you may class the connection you share as a soul connection. And that soul connection can be a twin flame connection. If you really feel that you are a twin flame, and you'll know it if you are, you'll be guided to all the signs and all the synchronicities, and you'll know it deep inside. If you're the feminine and you know your person is the masculine, or even if you're the masculine and you're watching and you know your person is the divine feminine, whatever the counterpart dynamic is that you are in, you never let them go. And what I mean by that is inside. It doesn't matter where you go, it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter what situations you both get into, that feeling is deep inside. It's kind of engraved on your heart, it's deep in your soul, it's a feeling. And it doesn't matter what you go into, what you do, that feeling never goes away. Now with a karmic person, it's different. A karmic partner, we call karmic partners soul teachers, catalysts. There's many names, but really it's somebody that you learn from. We learn from our twin flame too, but we learn also from people we experience along our journey. Now, look at it this way. The best way to look at it is a karmic is anything that teaches you a lesson, because not all of you are going to be dealing with karmic people. You know, you may be thinking, well, I'm not sure what my karmic thing is. And it could be a job. Your job could feel right now very toxic to you. It may feel like it's just not serving you and it's not what you truly want. And the feeling of having that feeling is propelling you to something brand new. It's getting so toxic to you that you know you've got to make a change. And that's really what a catalyst is, something that pushes you to where you're meant to be or makes you aware of what you don't want to be able to move towards and bring in what you do want. And that's what a catalyst does. So think about a catalyst, it moves things forward. Now, it could also be something else. You know, it could be a family member. It could be a friendship you've got with someone. It could be an addiction or a behavior or an insecurity or a fear. There's many ways that we get moved to where we're meant to be. But for the purposes of this video, we're talking about karmic people, versus the twin flame. So the reason you'll know it's a karmic energy is because you'll get over it. You never get over your twin flame. They are part of you and you are part of them. Why? Because you are one soul. You live within them and they live within you. Doesn't matter how many years go by, whether it's 5 minutes, 5 years, or 50 years, you will feel the same. It doesn't matter if you didn't see each other for 10,000 years, you would feel the same. And that's because the love is eternal. It goes beyond space and it goes beyond time. When there's a karmic relationship, you get over it very easily. Now, I'm not saying it isn't hard, don't get me wrong. You know, when we go into relationships, we have good intentions. And when they go wrong and we leave, it's painful because it's change. So you may be really relieved the relationship has ended, but you've got to grieve the change. And that can be upheaval, chaotic and stressful. And what the angels have shown me is for a karmic relationship, if you're in a karmic relationship, whether it's a marriage or you're living with someone or you're just in a relationship with someone, if you're in a relationship with them, and this can, remember, be related to your person. If your person is in a relationship with someone, you've got to grieve that relationship. And the angels have shown me for every year you are in a relationship, and I'm not talking about the relationship with your twin flame, because that never goes away. Okay, but this is how you know, because in a karmic relationship, for every year you're together, you'll need a month to grieve that relationship. Okay, in a healthy way. Now, some people will take longer, some people will actually do it in a shorter time frame. but you'll be able to heal from the relationship within that time. So say, for example, you've been in a really stressful marriage for like 10 years. Within 10 months, you'll be healed from that karmic situation. You'll have moved on. You won't have any feelings for that person anymore, and you'll be indifferent to it. You'll feel neutral about it, and you'll feel grateful for the lessons. If there is pain around the leaving and all of that, it will be sometimes, if you're in a marriage and there's lots of divorce and all of that, it will be very toxic to deal with. But you'll get to a point where you are neutral about it enough to forgive everything and feel free and be grateful for the lessons it's taught you, because it's made you stronger. Now, if that was your twin flame, you'd never get over it. And that's what I need to share with you. So if you're iffing and ahhing thinking, oh, is this a karmic partner? Is this my twin flame? You never get over your twin flame, because you can't, because you're one, and you're destined to be together. At some point in this lifetime on your journey, you are destined to be together. The when is up to God in His plan for your life. And everything until you get there is a process of growth and learning and understanding. That's why we go into certain situations, to find ourselves again, to actually learn how to be in that relationship. We go into certain relationships to learn things about ourselves that we need to learn that we couldn't actually learn by ourselves. So if your person is in a karmic relationship, they're actually learning valuable lessons within that relationship. There could also be karmic contracts that need to be completed. For example, if they're meant to have children. And you might think, well, why aren't they having children with me? Well, you have to understand that, this is about soul growth and learning. Children are souls, and they come here to learn and grow. And there will be specific lessons that will need to be learned with specific people. That's why karmic debts, karmic cycles, karmic contracts, these things happen for a reason. And it's all about divine timing. So if you're questioning your connection, ask yourself why. First of all, you know your truth. You know inside, without the ego. The ego edges all the goodness out. The ego is like the devil that sits on your shoulder, and it whispers in painful things, and it tries to stress you out and pull you off your path and move you into darkness, not keep you in light. Your higher self, your soul, your intuition, your source energy, your liquid love that's connected with the Creator, knows the truth. That's why we have an intuition. That's why we have a solar plexus, a gut instinct, because we just know. We just know. But other things come along that can test and challenge and trigger. And it can test the connection. It can bring in a shaky energy. So if you're fully knowing that this is your person by the way you feel, first of all, you have to trust that feeling. And then remember that nothing should shake that feeling. Now, it will try. You may go into a relationship and it gets shaked. You get shock. You're thinking, is this real? What is this? But you always come back to where you belong. All paths lead home. And that's something to remember on this journey, no matter where you go, what you do, who you spend time with, and vice versa for your twin. All paths lead home. You end up where you're meant to be. Why? Because you are magnetic to each other. You are magnetically drawn back together. Sometimes that will be stronger than other times, depending on the lessons being learned, but you'll always come back to each other, and you'll always end up on the right path to each other in the end. And that's a given. And that's why we have to learn to trust that all paths do lead home, and really we worry about unnecessary things. We just need to be more in the flow of the journey and more at peace with things and more understanding of where we are. So the karmic situation will grow you, and the karmic situation will grow them, so that you are ready for each other. Because before you're in union, you are the healed version of you. Now, we're always growing and evolving. When you're in union, you'll also go through things. You'll go through physical things. You'll go through financial issues. You'll go through loss. You'll go through, the natural things we go through as life. Because ultimately, even though you are in a sacred union, you are in a relationship. And that relationship is just a human thing. It's the aspect of it that's spiritual that makes it sacred and special. The fact that you have a telepathic link, that you're here for a mission and a purpose. And that mission and purpose is to be together, but also to shine your light. And when you're together, there'll be other things that you'll come here to do. And those things will be revealed to you in time. But it's getting to union. So understand, you may feel healed, but if you were, you would be in union. Okay, when we go into certain other things and we're shown, well, we're not really healed at all. In like my previous relationship, for example, there was a lot of tests and triggers in there. And really what it's shown me is that I operate in divine masculine energy a lot of the time. And that isn't a healthy, balanced energy for union. So I learned that through my own personal circumstance and journey. And my own faith and my own connection with my twin flame was tested. And I had to find my way back to myself. And these things happen. God will always prune the tree. He'll allow you to learn your lessons. But when your lessons are complete and you're not letting go of that connection because it's what you're used to, and it becomes a comfort zone, and it becomes safe, God will shake that tree. You know, imagine there's a tree. Imagine there's a bird's nest in the tree, and the tree is shaking around, and the birds are flapping around. What's going on? That's what happens when God starts pruning the tree. It feels uncomfortable, but it's always happening for the highest good. Because when God is pruning your tree and he is cutting the branches off the tree, it's so fresh, healthy fruit can grow. So you can move where you're meant to be, and it can be very uncomfortable making those changes. And this is why so many of the divine masculines remain in these karmic situations, because they're a comfort zone. But if they don't make the changes they are being guided to make, and they'll be shown over and over and over again, it's not right, they'll receive all the signs. If they are ignoring those signs, then God will come along through divine intervention and shake that tree. And that's what's been going on since 2020 to 2024, where we are today. God has been shaking these trees and giving all the signs. And now you're going to start seeing trees, the branches falling as the fruit begins to grow. That's why there's so much chaos and upheaval. That's why there's going to be reunions and people coming back together after long periods of time. That's why you're starting to see karmic endings. You've seen me go through it too. Because when you're not where you're meant to be with the person you're meant to be with, God will come in and shake that tree. And I really feel that's what I need to share with you. Okay, so God is shaking the trees right now. So if you're worried about your person's karmic situation, don't. Because God is shaking that tree. And it's just a matter of time until you end up together. But what you have to also understand is you need time to heal from a relationship. And that's what I need to share with you. So even if your masculine is in the worst marriage or the worst relationship, when they end that, they are still going to need time to heal from that situation. And a lot of them do come to you and they will heal in the relationship with you. But a lot of them don't. They need a bit of space or time first. So what I also need to share with you is to be ready for that, to not take it personally if they need that time to find themselves again as a single person. And I don't mean a single person as in going out dating. I mean to be able to regroup and recharge and replenish what's been taken from them in that situation, which ultimately is their identity and their freedom. So they get that back. And it can take shorter or longer. But however long that relationship has been, whatever they've been in, say if they've been in a karmic relationship for 2 years, they'll need 2 months to replenish themselves. If they've been in it 20 years, they're not going to necessarily need 20 months to replenish themselves, but they're going to need a little bit of time. And you've got to give that to them and not take it personally or think there's anything wrong or feel like you're wasting more time, because it will be exactly right. And when you were both healed for each other, it will be the best relationship of your life, and that's why it's worth waiting for. And it's never about waiting. It's about being in the moment, living life, enjoying where you are, and having complete faith and trust in God's plan. So if people are saying to you, oh, this is that, that's that, you know your truth. You have to move away from what people are saying. They're trying to get in your head and make you believe certain things or not believe certain things, and you have to get back to yourself. And to do that, you may need to turn off your phone. You may need to go into nature. You may need to call in your person in the 5D and reconnect with the feeling again. Because nothing will shake your faith once you know your truth. Okay? And you'll get shit. Like for me, I know no matter what happens now in my life, no matter who comes in, I know who my twin flame is. And it doesn't matter. Say if God says, oh, Liz, I'm going to send you a soulmate in. I would know that's a soulmate. Because I know for the last 25 years where my heart has belonged. And that's never shifted, no matter where I've gone, what I've done, or who I've spent time with. And that will never change. That will never change. And I really feel that, when I did that video and I was bringing in my twin flame reunion deck, I'm just looking for it wherever it is. But when I was talking about that, and I kept saying 2099 instead of 1999, and the block in my throat, I really feel that the reason I did that is a sign that it doesn't matter how long the blocks or delays are. It doesn't matter, because even if it was 2099, I would still love it. So it doesn't matter whether it's 10 years, 20 years, 100 years, 1,000 years, because this connection is eternal, it goes beyond space and time. And that's what I need to share with you. So the next time you think, is this or isn't my person, just trust the feeling you have. And remember, you are the lighthouse as a divine feminine. The lighthouse stands strong in the stormy sea. And the lighthouse, think about a lighthouse. He gets battered by the wind and the storms and the sea, and it still stands strong and tall, and it still shines that light. And it does what it needs to do. What does the light do? The light guides the ships home safely, guides the ships around the rocks and anything that could make them crash into the rocks and not get to the destination. Think about what they show me in my mind as well as sirens. So think about the sirens, people come in and, tempting things, like seductive energies. You could call it succubus and all of that, but like tempting energies to try and take your person away from you or to take you away from them. But no matter what comes in, no matter what tests and challenges occur, whether you see it as just a relationship you need to experience, or you see it as being sent in by the devil to test your faith and all of that, however you see it, depending on your religious beliefs, you will always find your way back to the self, because that's how you find your way back to your twin, because you and your twin are one. And on this journey too, you'll learn that all you ever need is within you and above you. That's why sometimes your twin may not be able to be there for you when you need them to be, or you think you need them to be, because you don't need them at all. You want them to be there through crises and things you go through, but all you really need is your connection with self and source. Why? Because you and your twin are one, so when you connect with yourself, you're connecting with them anyway. And when you connect with source, with God, the higher power, you're given everything you need, because your true bread comes from heaven. And this journey is about giving back to you. That's another reason we go through separation, why we go through other things, so we're able to give back to the self. So we're able to give a self what we actually do physically need. So if you're thinking, I want their love, their attention, their affection, I want their time and energy, you're guided to give all of that back to you and fill up your own cup, because happiness is an inside job. It's not their job to make you happy. It's your job to make you happy. And then when you're happy, anything they're giving to you is a bonus. It's an extension of what you're already feeling. That's why it's so important on this journey that you get it right with self and source, because that's how you create the inner union. And the outer union in the physical world is an extension of the inner union. So when you get that right through self-love, self-care, and knowing your truth with unwavering faith, that's when all the doors open to everything else. But that's what you need to know. What you need to know today is your twin flame love will go on and on and on. And it will get stronger and stronger and stronger. Every day you'll love them more, a little bit more, not less. Karmic partners, every day usually you love them a little bit less. But, you don't, it's not the same. It doesn't feel the same. You may have your initial honeymoon period and, you may have fun times together and all of that. But ultimately, it's not the same. It doesn't feel the same. The intimacy isn't the same. The way you feel when you look at the person isn't the same. The way you feel, you just know it's not right. You know in your soul. And it doesn't matter how much you try and hide that or wear a mask or pretend. And that's what the masculines do a lot of the time. They will hide from their own true self sometimes because it's easier or a comfort zone than being alone or facing the fears or dealing with their insecurities. So they pretend that they're not feeling what they're feeling when they absolutely are. You can't run from your feelings. And even if they are busy, say if they're really, really busy, they may have a really busy job, or they may be really busy with the kids, or they may be really busy with the karmic partner or family or anything they're doing. When they are asleep, their subconscious mind takes over. So it doesn't matter how they are trying to distract themselves while they are awake. When they are asleep, their subconscious takes over, and there will be that dream of you. There will be that reminder. They'll be haunted by you, and they'll wake up sweating. They'll wake up thinking of you. You'll be the first thing on the mind, and then you'll be the last thing on the mind at night. Why? Because you are one and they can't escape you. They can only escape you for an amount of time until God will start shaking that tree to bring you back together. And that's what you need to know. I hope this helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.